Welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny.
JD.
And Kat.
So, Vampire Diaries tier list for season 3 and 4. So, do you know what? The last one was controversial. The comments.
A lot of people are very emotionally involved in this series.
Can I just say, people, it's all just opinions, and some of it's based on who you like as a character and who you don't. Some's based on how interesting they are to watch.
Yeah,
you know, it's not that serious.
It's not that deep. But also, isn't it interesting to see other people's tier list rather than if they were all the same, it would be boring.
Yeah.
So
I have a copy of the last tier list here.
right. So we're going to do it here and then you'll pop it on the screen after.
Yeah.
Or while you're watching this.
Mary looks like
Basically,
he's
I
looking
will
over you like.
He's judging us. I will screen record what I'm doing, and then it'll be put on the screen.
Cool.
So the last one for seasons 1 and 2 in the bin.
And this was we all had to agree, wasn't it? We were all like, we got votes, but we don't have Erin today.
Not exactly agree, but be okay with, you know.
How will
be
you
able
do
to
this
accept.
without Erin?
She hasn't seen season 4, so
It's true.
she's got to catch up.
But will your vote count then? Because obviously otherwise it's me. If we disagree, what's the deciding factor?
My vote counts as well, but yeah, it's all to be
Okay.
discussed.
Okay.
So in the bin you had Isabel,
Yes.
Elena's birth mother.
Yeah.
Kelly Donovan, Matt's mother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She can stay in the bin.
Jules the werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Logan Fell, your
Yeah.
favourite.
Yep.
And Dr. Martin, the dad warlock.
Oh yeah.
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 Because it won't be all the same people, obviously,
No,
because
no.
we've moved it around. In the meh group was Andy. Do you remember Damon's girlfriend?
I remember, yeah. Erin liked her a lot, but when it was getting later on, we had to switch, right? Because there wasn't enough room. So we do like Andy, but
Liz, Sheriff Forbes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You seemed very impassioned about that you were like, oh my god, I can't believe you think Liz is meh.
I like Liz.
Yeah. We love Liz, but
Luca, the son warlock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Pearl.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
Pearl, but
But it was because we were limited on how many.
it was as we got there, yeah.
Lexi
Yeah.
and Vicky Donovan.
Yeah.
In the cool group, we had Anna,
Yes.
Grams.
Yeah.
This was Erin's daddy John.
Oh yeah, that must have
Yeah.
been Erin. There's no way we agreed to that.
Because I believe when you wanted to put him in the cool group, I was a bit like, he's in the bin for me.
Yeah, he's in the bin. I don't like him.
Yeah.
He did redeem himself a bit.
He did. It's yeah.
Mason,
Mm.
Rose,
Yeah.
and Stefan. That was controversial.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like, because I know that Erin's view on Stefan, I think would be very different now.
Interesting. This was the end of when? Season 2.
Season 2.
Okay.
So in the awesome group, you had Elena, Jenna, Jeremy for Gilbert household in there, Klaus, that I did not agree with, Matt and Tyler.
You wouldn't put Klaus in the awesome group.
No, she would top tier.
Oh,
She loves
sorry,
him.
there's another
Yeah.
tier,
She
right,
loves
got
him,
ya.
yeah.
People were surprised that Matt and Tyler were above Stefan.
Okay.
Okay.
Top tier was Bonnie, Caroline, Damon, Elijah, Alaric, and Catherine. Again, not all based on who you like, but based on to watch. Because for me, I can understand Catherine's not a likeable person,
No.
but
She's
she's
a great character.
amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a great
Yeah.
character.
So yeah, that's where we were.
Can I ask on that one, were the comments kind of, what were other people's views that you have noticed with other people's tier lists have done this? Is it normally like Stefan is top and like what?
A lot of people put Stefan in the top tier.
Okay.
I get why. Stefan is a very likeable person. Obviously, he's a nice person and everything. But I think the reason, I think Erin in particular didn't want him in the top one was because she felt like he was hiding stuff and he wasn't being honest and that maybe he wasn't the most entertaining character to watch at times.
Yeah, he was very safe. And it'd be interesting to talk about his journey
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I just wondered if there were any other characters that get the comments and the fans going. Like,
Well, and because Matt and Tyler, because obviously you've got to remember that season 1 and 2, obviously Tyler's werewolf journey was really fun to watch.
yeah.
But you got to remember early Tyler
was an asshole.
Was
We
an
don't forgive
arsehole.
him for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And for Matt, there are a lot of people that find Matt safe and boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
So
Okay. Yeah, fair dues.
yeah.
Okay. Alright.
And of course, then you
Each
have
to their own.
the Damon, Stefan, Stelena issue.
Man, people get
Which-
really passionate about that in the comments.
I will also point out again, I'm not a Delena shipper. I don't like her with either brother.
No, you shipped Damon with you.
With me, I ship Damon with Rose,
Yeah.
with Rebecca, and with Bonnie. I think those would be interesting relationships.
But then they'd be Donnie.
Yeah. Yeah. And for Stefan,
Or Damon.
I would ship. Oh my god! Or just Damon and Rick.
Yes. Well, Dick, we know.
We all love Dick.
That's
on
the
this
ship
channel.
of Dick, yep.
Stefan, I would ship with. Also, I think Stefan and Rebecca really worked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just love Rebecca.
Yeah.
Or Caroline.
Stefan and Caroline.
Rebecca wasn't in our last tier, was she?
No,
we didn't have
met
so
her yet.
okay,
No.
so okay,
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Okay.
I also, it's weird because I don't feel like I get brother-sister energy from Stefan and Lexi. I do get best friend energy, but if there was sexual chemistry there as well,
That would be
such a good, because friendship should be a really good foundation of a relationship. And when we saw him with Lexi, he is so much more himself, and he's fun, and he lets loose, and she fiercely cares about him.
Yeah.
So actually, if there was attraction there, I would,
You would
ship
ship that.
Stefan and Lexi.
Yeah.
What would they be? Leffen or Stexy?
Stexy, yeah.
Stexy is sexy, yeah.
Whereas Elena, I don't know who I would ship her with.
I ship Elena with singleness so that she can come into her own power. I ship Elena with her girls, with Bonnie and Caroline.
Do you know what though? Actually, you say that. I would absolutely ship a same-sex relationship for Bonnie.
I volunteer as tribute.
You know when you just get a vibe and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do I just go through the way they have come up on screen? Because we can always move people if you decide
Yeah, it's true.
that they don't deserve to be above or below someone else. Okay. So the first one randomly on the list is Finn Michelson.
No, he can go in the fucking bin.
I really liked...
Kat, do you have a strong opinion on this?
I really liked his morals and the fact that... I don't like the fact that he wanted to end everyone and he was so okay with Mummy Darling, but he did seem like if he was going to carry on as being a vampire, he had a decent moral compass, but he didn't really turn out to be much help either way, did he? He didn't have a strong stance on anything. He was a bit...
Pansy.
Well,
He was just a bit nothingy in the end, wasn't he?
Yeah, so a bit... Either
Or maybe he
either
can go
meh,
too.
meh.
Put him in there, okay.
Because I can see he served a
Yeah.
purpose for the story.
And we don't hate him.
No,
It's just,
no, indifferent.
Yeah.
They're different about
Okay,
it.
Damon Salvatore.
Still top tier, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Because I'm not condoning everything he does. I don't. I'm not a Damon shipper. I'm not sure where I am. I'm a Bonnie shipper. But he is absolutely fundamental, and he's so provocative for the story and everything. So
Yeah.
it's like it wouldn't be the same without him.
And very entertaining to watch.
Exactly. Yeah.
Again, people make comments about giggling about everything Damon says. Personally, Damon's sense of humour, the reason I giggle is because it's my sense of humour.
Yeah.
Erin has actually said to me, when he says things, I can hear them coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, he is very funny.
So, yeah, it's very much my sense of humour.
Yeah.
I just feel like the need to defend myself because the comments, I'll be honest, when we're watching Vampire Diaries and the comments on YouTube, sometimes it's actually taking away some of my enjoyment of the show. The way people can argue and some of the things they say, I'm like, you can be a fan of someone and still see the wrong.
Yeah. But even if he's your favourite,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that? Because everyone has their favourite.
I know.
And I
And-
think we've seen some growth from him.
We have.
We have,
season
yeah.
one.
And even if he's your favourite, doesn't automatically mean that I can speak for myself, and I think it's for Kat as well. It's not impacting our opinion, because we don't agree on everything. So it's fine.
If anything, you'll deliberately go against me.
I will. Absolutely.
I
will
will
play the feminist devil's advocate and be like, well, he shouldn't be in Elena's room taking her underwear.
So Damon, yeah, he's had a lot of growth, but what I like that they've done with his character is he doesn't just grow and everything is resolved. He does regress, and because things don't just get fixed.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been alive as long as he had and had your way as long as he had.
Yeah.
And even though we think that, like, we've seen the growth, and I would say I feel like I kind of know him, but he is still finds ways to surprise me.
Yeah. And he still has places to grow as well. He's not,
Yeah.
you know. April Young.
Oh. She hasn't done anything, and please, I apologise, please remind me if I can't recall. I don't think she's done anything to make her particularly cool. She's been like a little bit in the story so far, but she's a bit meh because she hasn't served a main purpose. No offence, she's really
girl,
sweet,
but,
and really sad that her dad was like a culty council member that killed everyone.
I wouldn't say culty. He got convinced by Shane
That's true.
that he was going to bring his wife back.
Yeah, that is true,
Yeah.
People will believe.
So in a way, he was not the leader. He was a member of the cult.
He was, I suppose people will believe things if they're manipulated in desperate times.
He was just a bit naive.
Yeah.
Not only that, I think if you're a religious person, it's
Believe in the
easier for you
afterlife.
to believe
Yeah.
in a higher power and things like that than it is someone who doesn't.
And the afterlife. And
Yeah.
that everything will be okay.
Okay, so April can go in the meh.
Yeah.
Okay. I can answer for Erin on this one. Esther Michelson.
Oh, Mummy Dearest.
Erin has her in the bin. Erin
She
hates
will be in the
her.
bin.
I'm-
She's a great character.
I was going to say, though, she's a
but
great
she's just
character.
an arse.
I want her in the cool tier. Because I'm not saying she is cool, but I'm saying her character was awesome. Like, that was a really cool storyline. And, like, you think how long that had been happening. The witch pulling the strings on the other side, even from when Vicky had died. I think that was a really, really cool storyline. So I'm not saying I like her.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love to hate her, though.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a really good villain.
I agree with Erin that she's an Umbridge.
Yes, I was going to say, where would you put Umbridge? Like, she's almost vital that, like, she's...
Umbridge is the worst villain in Harry Potter.
But where would you put her in this tier?
In the bin.
But, okay, so maybe I'm misinterpreting what it means for in the bin. Are you saying in the bin as in we hate them, not the validity of the impact they
It's
had?
both. You know, we can't... We've got to... Wait, should we put her in meh, which is between the cool and the bin?
Yeah.
And then reevaluate if need be.
Yeah, because I think I thought she was a really cool villain, and you know what I mean. Like, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm just misinterpreting the tiers.
Hayley. Our now pregnant werewolf.
I don't like Hayley. I'd put her in the bin.
Really?
Again, I like the involvement, but I don't like her. She was clearly
she helped Tyler
Going
break
off
the
to Tyler.
She
silence.
made moves on Tyler.
She was working for... We didn't see her
Cyrus.
make a move on Tyler.
Bet she did.
But she was working, for Catherine,
Yeah.
for Shane.
Yeah.
In a way, to be fair, she was a bit of a pawn in all of that, wasn't she?
But
You
put her in the bin.
want to put her in the bin?
I want to put her in the
Okay.
bin.
What do you think?
Yeah, we can put her in the bin.
Okay.
But again, just leaning on that, in the bin seems to be more of an emotive feeling of fuck you, rather than she was really interesting and she added to the storylines.
Okay, Rebecca Michelson.
Oh, she's got to be top tier. I like.
Can we put her in awesome? Well, actually, we've got room in top tier. We'll put her in top tier. I was going to say she is at least awesome.
I do really like Rebecca. Okay, Caroline.
So this is specifically
Seasons 3 and 4.
3 and
3 and
4.
4.
Or is it how we feel about them as a whole
No,
up to now?
we'll just do 3 and 4. Then when we finish the whole thing, we can do like a ultimate tier list.
I love Caroline, but I'm just trying to think. Please remind me, so much has happened. So what have we seen from Caroline in these last 3 seasons?
In season 3, she was trying to convince Elena to move on from Stefan. Because obviously he had gone off with Klaus. She had her relationship with Tyler.
She was very, very anti Stefan, Elena and Damon.
Very anti Elena and Damon. She
almost died.
She always died a lot all
Yeah.
the time.
I'm just wondering whether or not she's top tier or awesome, because I'm just wondering what did we get from
I feel like
her?
a lot of her story was based around Tyler becoming a hybrid
Yeah.
and the sire bond, and then this thing with her and Klaus. And then she, through season 4 with Elena being a vampire, She has, she's been quite supportive for Stefan when he's needed
I think
some
she's sort of
support. She's
a
been
bit,
that person.
I don't know. I like her, but she's been a bit like with the whole Elena and Damon thing. She's been a bit judgy, taking some tips from Bonnie.
She has, but if you consider her relationship with Damon
Yeah.
from season 1, you're not going to want your friend with someone like that.
No.
Yeah.
I have no issue with her not liking Damon and warning Elena that she don't think it's a good idea. I don't agree with the pushing her to Stefan.
Yeah.
Because I think you should say, I think this about this person, not then try and push them to someone else. If anything, she should be saying, which I think is what Bonnie would probably say, get rid of both.
Be single for a while.
And just, yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to put her in awesome?
I think awesome. It just not top tier so far.
Unless I'm missing
I love
something,
her.
I'm suddenly thinking like, what has been Caroline's storyline?
Yeah.
I feel like she's been a
hasn't
part in
she's
other
been a bit of
people's.
supporting
Yeah.
this time around.
I mean, she when her mum is in trouble because of Silas.
We've seen the relationship with her and her mum as well.
Yeah,
now that her mum
develop.
knows.
Yeah.
Okay, Shane, Professor Shady Pants.
Oh,
Professor
he's
Shady
fucking
Pants,
bit.
not Silas, but Professor Shady.
Professor Shady
Okay.
Pants.
Is there a twat column?
Is there a Delulu
We
colour?
put him in the bin with
Put him
Hayley.
in the fucking bin.
Yeah.
Okay, Bonnie.
Okay, so where we've seen Miguel Bonnie grow in her power, pretty awesome. I know that she's got swept up a little bit in the what was the
Expression.
I was going to say expression, but we have seen how strong she is. So for me, Bonnie's top tier.
For me too.
I'm not a Bonnie fan. I don't
Yeah.
like Bonnie. She needs to be taken off her perch a little bit.
I really like her expression storyline because I think she's dabbled a little bit where it's been like, could you go dark? Don't go there. Where to see her actually go into it.
I think she's one of those people that should never be given power because she gets carried away.
But you could argue that with, say, Damon, for example. He's probably someone that should never be given.
But he hasn't got any.
No, but as a
Compulsion.
werewolf, as a
Oh,
vampire,
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
a predator. You know what I mean? He's been given
But,
extra
yeah,
strength
so
and
she's
all
got,
of that.
like this power, and she can sometimes. She's gone rogue a lot
Yeah.
this season to do things for her own.
But Damon goes rogue all the time, and we put him in top tier.
But I think the thing with Bonnie is
Yeah.
that she.
I don't like the judging.
It's good to see her go into that dark place and then see, like you say, someone given power to go overboard with it. But then it's like, what do they do? Do they see it and correct it, or do they continue? Or now she's dead.
so
But
I know,
Also,
Yeah.
she wasn't as judgy in season 3 and 4. She was judgy of the vampires and everything, I think, 1 and 2. But she's actually developed relationships with vampires and realised they're not all bad. So I think the judginess has toned down. And I just think her power has grown.
I would put her top tier.
She's top tier for me.
Okay, Connor,
the
the
vampire hunter.
the muscular vampire hunter. Let's not. There isn't a tier for muscles, sadly.
He's
a dick.
He was, yeah. But
I was actually
cool storyline.
editing one of those videos for YouTube recently, and it's when you were saying he just has no regard for like human life either. He's just so violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's a like I don't know if they're all because we didn't see enough of the others, right? So we saw Jeremy as a vampire hunter, who obviously wasn't the same. We didn't see enough of the others, but he's like a vampire hunter. But it doesn't matter who gets in the way of his vampire hunt.
Yeah, compared with Alaric, who was a vampire hunter, even though I know it's not the same
With
with
the
the
moral
magical
compass. Yeah, yeah,
hunter, but
Yeah,
He
got
had a
no
moral
like
compass.
he's literally like,
Yeah.
I will hunt vampires, and if you're in the way, well then tough shit.
Yeah. He's a douche.
But you have to wonder though with Connor how much of that was when we saw what happened to Jeremy, the compulsion to kill vampires
Oh, that's
overrode
true. That's true, yeah.
everything. But I'd put him in a bin.
Yeah, I'd put him in a bit.
Okay.
Only because I want to save these higher spots for people I like.
So that's what I mean. Is like, so these tiers, we're leaning more towards a likability scale rather than their impact in the story.
Yeah, but then there are people you're going to be like, I don't like them, but like they were interested to watch. It was
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Matt.
I love
I
Matt.
love Matt. I don't think he's top tier, but I'd put him in awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
I like
definitely.
it now that he knows everything that's going on, and he's a bit more like, you know, he killed something.
I was like, he killed Finn.
He killed
Yeah.
Finn. He killed an original.
Yeah.
Like, he's very
He's helped
much.
Rebecca.
And like, you know, he's sort of got to a point like he's quite sort of like said, you know, like he said to Rebecca, like, we can't have a relationship, but I'll go with like, let's go. Like, he's much more
grown a
sort
lot.
of like he's grown a lot.
He
and
kidnapped
confident.
Elena.
Yeah, confident.
Yeah.
We're just not.
And
He kidnapped Elena. They ended in the water, but never mind.
He was used as bait for Elena, wasn't he? At the
Yeah, he's
to make
fucking
her-
brave.
Yeah.
He's really
Yeah.
brave.
Considering he is human, and he's basically someone's just gone to him, wear this ring, you'll be all good.
Yeah.
And I think he is similar to human Elena in some ways that he's shown he's willing to die for the people he cares about.
Yeah.
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 Okay, Jamie.
So Jamie found out his mum was a vampire, and he was with Bonnie.
Yeah.
And he stuck around for her on that night and gave her cuddles when she needed someone.
Yeah.
So I'd say he's pretty cool. I know that he's gone now. He's not in it, but he didn't leave for any like bad reasons, did he? It wasn't like
No, I got the
I
impression.
can't handle this. We're
I think it
breaking
was
up.
that Bonnie basically pushed him away for his
away.
own safety, and
Yeah.
I don't
But
think
he
she was in a place to.
Yeah, but he was pretty
was
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
And I reckon that if Bonnie had nurtured that relationship, he would have been brave enough to stay and give it a go. So I think he's pretty cool.
Okay, I mean, cool. His pretty green eyes. Okay, Jeremy Gilbert.
Sorry, I don't know what that noise was. I just saw that the
The
picture
image
was
that
him.
I've chosen.
Is in his wife
Yeah.
beater vest. Sorry, we shouldn't call it that. His titty vest.
Yeah, Jeremy had quite the journey as well.
Yeah,
I can't take
Jeremy-
it. He
Jeremy's
keeps
got to
leaving and dying and coming back. It's not
be-
fair.
Jeremy's got to be top tier just for the amount of times he's died.
He's the invincible Jeremy
He's
Gilbert.
invincible
We'll call him.
Jeremy.
Earned
Gilbert.
that.
And
Trained
obviously,
as a
you think
vampire
like
hunter.
season 3, he was seeing ghosts,
Yeah.
and well, there's the thing, he did cheat on Bonnie.
Was that only
Yeah.
season 3? With a
Yeah.
ghost though, that don't count. Was that only season 3?
Yeah,
Jesus.
It's a ghost. You can't go in.
and
Hello.
yeah, so he had the relationship with Bonnie, the ghosts. He lost Alaric.
Yeah. He lost Elena.
He's
Elena.
been through a lot.
Became
Yeah.
a vampire hunter.
And yet
Yeah.
he hasn't become a douche. He's still
No.
been
He's
himself.
still got a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Top tier he is.
yeah.
Now he's human again. Do you think he's he's a vampire hunter again? Was that worn off now?
I don't think it's something you can switch off. So
I don't know, because when Bonnie took the magic from his hunter's mark, but then when he died, the reason the ring didn't work is because he was a hunter. I don't know. Maybe it'll be explained
yeah.
because he's literally just been brought back from the dead.
Yeah.
Again, like you said. Okay, Catherine Pierce.
So
3 and 4, she hasn't been the main villain in 3 and 4.
no, but she's been puppeteering in the
Been
background.
puppeteering in the background for sure. I'd put her in awesome. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure she's
I think awesome.
top
Yeah.
tier.
She killed Jeremy.
She
Oh,
killed
absolutely.
Jeremy, yeah, exactly.
She's lucky I don't put her in the fucking bin.
But she also has a thing with Elijah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bless her.
It's kind of sad that didn't work out.
She,
I understand Elijah's reasons, but
When you go back to season 3, she helped or was helping try and get Stefan away from Klaus.
Yeah.
And she stuck around to try and help kill Klaus,
Yeah.
so she,
I don't think she's top tier. I think she's
okay.
awesome though.
yeah.
for these last 2 seasons, yeah, I'd say so.
Cole Michelson.
No, he can go
Get in the
fucking
bin, douchebag.
I'll put him straight in there. I don't agree, but I know Erin hates him as well. So
Where would you put him then?
probably in meh. But he's nice to look at, and I do like the sarcastic arseholery. It's my type.
You have terrible taste in men.
But I'm also a sarcastic arsehole, so do they have terrible taste in women too? Okay, Liz Forbes.
Oh. So Liz and what's Tyler's mum?
Carol.
They've really stepped up, I think, and they were
Carol's
doing.
dead.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they were protecting in 3 and 4, right? When she
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
alive,
yeah.
they were protecting their kids. When they found out who they were,
Yeah,
protected them.
Yeah.
I think Liz should go in Awesome. I like
Yeah.
Awesome.
I do.
Yeah.
I love the way they protect the kids. I love the way she's in with the vampires, but she doesn't just, I say let them run wild. Obviously, she's not. She can stop them, but she does say like, no.
She won't compromise her morals.
Yeah.
She knows. Yeah.
I love her friendship with Damon,
Yeah.
and I love it when she puts her foot down with Damon
Yeah.
because she's one of the few people that he does listen to. I would go back to. Do you remember when Alaric was? His alter ego was killing people, and they put Alaric in jail. And she said, "No, I have to do this properly." And Damon was saying about, "Well, I'll go," and she's like, "You will not do anything, or I'll put you in there with him." You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't
I
this
love
time in the hospital she said something because Damon was like, don't worry, the veil's going down again at whatever. She was like, yeah, but I've got someone running around killing people. That's really works for me. Like,
what season did she shoot Jeremy by mistake?
2.
So,
Yeah.
Well, we would forgive her that because he's okay. But yeah,
Okay.
also I really like her relationship with Caroline. That we've really got closer together.
Okay, Dr. Fell, Meredith.
So she turned out not to be crazy. She's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, she can be cool.
Okay, Michael, Papa Original.
Oh, absolute dickhead. Put him in a bin.
How many do we get?
We can always move people later.
Okay.
Um,
He was, again, I feel kind of the same with the mum as him, is with Esther. Very good villain, very good storyline. It gave us so much insight into the originals and the backstory.
Yeah.
But so he was vital, but
an
yes,
abusive father.
but horrible man, yes.
Yeah.
so I'll put him in the bin then for now, in case there's anyone we hate more.
Or should we put him in meh next to Esther?
No, because Esther should be in the bin.
Oh. Sage,
What the fuck is Sage?
Meh.
the redhead vampire.
Meh.
Yeah, meh.
Okay. I thought she was pretty cool when she was boxing men and stuff, but
She is,
She's
but
also a dick.
she doesn't really add much for the
Yeah.
storyline.
okay. Silas.
Oh. So far, wow.
We don't have a tier for terrifying.
I mean, you're going to have to put him in the bin, really.
He's messing with everyone. And it's like he's the cause of so much stuff, but not necessarily directly. Like, Catherine killed Jeremy because of Silas.
Well,
but
actually,
not...
technically, Silas killed Jeremy.
Oh, that's true. He fed on him.
Um,
I don't know.
I mean, he's
will
a
say
scary villain.
He's very cool
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah.
He's a very cool villain. Maybe we should put him in cool because we've never encountered a villain like him before.
Even Klaus was scared of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting though. The thumbnail for Silas is Stefan.
Yeah.
So because that's what he looks like.
Okay, Stefan. So, because Stefan's been on quite the journey. I think beginning of
Yes,
season
he
3,
really has.
he's gone off with Klaus.
He really has.
He had his humanity turned off,
Yeah.
then turned back on, because obviously he was the Ripper, then he's got
Yeah.
it back on. Then he's gone on this journey of trying to come back to himself.
Yeah.
Wanting to be with Elena, and not feeling
but stepping
worthy.
away
Yeah.
from her if it wasn't right for him. Because
Yeah.
didn't he said he'd walk away? Because like if he had the choice to become human on his own and go off and live his own life, then he would.
I think we saw him also start learning some control with the blood.
Yeah, yeah. He even, was it 3 or 4 that he actually, as the Ripper, still stopped himself from hurting Elena in the school hall? Was that 3 or 4?
He wasn't the Ripper yet because he didn't have it turned off. That was in 3.
Oh, yeah.
That was the same episode where he fought and then had it turned off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, that's really good.
And then through 4, he's helped Elena becoming a vampire. He has what was I going to say? Let her go because he's had that self-respect of this relationship isn't working. She's also into Damon. I'm going to step away from myself.
Yeah, yeah,
And helping with find the cure.
yeah.
He's had obviously with Rebecca, friends with benefits, friendship with Caroline,
No, he's definitely grown and gone up in the tier list for me. No offense to Stefan in the first couple of series, but he just was a bit safe. This one, I'd say either awesome or top tier.
Yeah.
I would put him in top 2.
I think it's one of those where we now feel like we've seen the other side of him that he was hiding. And we've seen him accept that part of himself. So now he's a more rounded character than just trying to be this good person that is not
up on a pedestal
real.
and just can't break that image.
And there's nothing I like more than seeing him with that self-respect.
Yes, very much.
When it comes to his relationship with
anyone,
Elena.
man or woman, having that self-respect of like, I'm going to walk away and do what's right for me as an individual.
And you mentioned this earlier when we were talking about the end of the season. The maturity he shows with Damon and Elena to say, I'm not unhappy for you.
Yeah.
Like,
It must have been really hard.
Yeah. Okay. Abby Bennett, Bonnie's mum. Obviously, we met her in season 3 as a witch.
Yeah. I'm a bit meh. on
Meh.
Abby,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, Elena.
I don't particularly like season 3 and 4 Elena.
What's difficult here is we have season 3 is human Elena.
Yeah.
Season 4 is vampire Elena.
So I don't like vampire Elena.
But I was getting bored with human Elena.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what else is there?
Because obviously she turned on humanity or whatever. They turned it back on. But I feel like even after they turned it back on, she wasn't like... She was still a bit of a dick.
I think it's because you don't turn it on and everything's normal. She was focused on her rage, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And she
That
was...
it, yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably put her in awesome rather than top tier.
Yeah, that's fair. It's funny, isn't it? Because where, in a way, Elena, the series was revolving around her, but it was actually the people around her that we've put as top tier rather than her.
Yeah.
But I think that's interesting. But
I would be interested to know, actually, if anyone is like a really big Elena fan.
From your knowledge of the fandom,
Yeah,
is that a norm or like are there a big Elena
Do you
fans?
know what? You say my knowledge of the fandom. I don't have a big knowledge of the fandom because when the show was airing and I was watching it, it wasn't like I was on forums or anything like that. I was watching it on my own.
Yeah.
So...
Okay.
Yeah, I would just be interested to know because I've always had the feeling of Elena of just like, I don't hate her, but
Yeah.
I find everyone around her more interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, do I even ask?
Top tier.
Elijah.
Top tier. That's my man.
Alaric.
Oh no.
Oh, I like Alaric. He's like top tier.
He's yeah.
Okay. Again, we saw him become the parent figure. Plus his friendship with Damon. Then we saw him become an original vampire. Yes. And then we lost him.
And then come back as a ghost.
And then we got him back as a ghost.
Now
Yeah.
I lost him again.
Yeah. But when he did come back, he was really helpful for Damon.
Yeah.
And yeah. Top tier, yeah.
Okay. Carol Lockwood.
Tyler's mum.
Yeah.
She needs to go in the same tier as Caroline's mum.
You think?
I would say cool.
Yeah.
One below that. So Liz is in awesome. And I think she's in
agree.
cool.
Yeah, because I definitely don't like her as much as I like Liz.
No, but she is also much more likeable than, say, the first few seasons.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, not in a horrible way, but without her husband around and learning about Tyler, she has been able to stand on her own 2 feet a little bit more, and maybe we're just getting more storyline of her.
And I feel like in accepting Tyler, obviously that's her son, but she's from that accepted Caroline. And, you know, it's...
Yeah. And I'm trying to recall, I'm really sorry, I can't picture... I've got the scene in my head, but I'm just trying to think. So when Klaus killed her, did she stand up to him, or did she say anything to him, or did it come by surprise?
He said what Tyler had done, and she just begged him not to kill Tyler.
That was it.
Yeah.
So even to the end...
Yeah.
I couldn't recall if she'd, like, stood up for him, but I knew that she was defiant in some way.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, even to the end there, in the face of her death, like,
Her only concern was for her son. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay. Klaus Michelson.
Oh, he's such a douche. Awesome for me, personally, because still not gonna... He is top in the sense of, like, his storylines and everything, but he is an arsehole. I can't agree with everything he says, but...
Yeah, I think in these 2 seasons we've seen him make hybrids, try and make Stefan his bestie.
Yeah, very manipulative.
Kill his father. Be a bit lost after killing his father.
Trying it on with Caroline.
Trying it with Caroline.
Stealing Tyler's body.
Having to fight against his mother.
Yeah.
Losing his ability to make hybrids.
Yeah. I mean, his storylines are fantastic.
Yeah. Being a dick to Rebecca.
But he is a dick. So I personally I'd put him in awesome.
Okay.
Is that right with you, Kat?
Yeah.
And I believe his name was Galen.
Oh, the bloke with the shitty accent. the hunter.
Oh,
The hunter.
Put him in the fucking bin just on account of his accent.
Okay.
Good.
So we do need to even this out a bit.
Okay.
We need to remove someone from the top tier.
Who's in there?
But if we're moving them down to the awesome tier, then we're going to have to move someone out of the awesome tier into the cool tier.
Okay. Who's in the top tier?
Top tier, you have Damon,
Yeah.
Rebecca,
Yeah.
Bonnie, Jeremy, Stefan, Elijah, and Alaric.
So out of those, I would move Alaric to awesome.
I was thinking of two.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Love him, but yeah.
Okay, so now we've got too many in awesome. So we've got Caroline. Hang on. We're missing Tyler.
Yes, we are.
So first of all, where do we want to put Tyler? We've seen him go off and break his sire bond. We've seen him taken over by Klaus. We've seen him become a leader within the werewolves and hybrids to free them. Obviously there's Hayley.
Yeah.
I would be more inclined to put him in awesome.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen him for a lot.
Yeah, he's been absent a fair bit. But
Okay.
yeah, you have to fill it too, yeah, awesome.
So now we've got to even this out.
Elena down to cool, please.
So in awesome, you've got Caroline, Matt, Catherine, Liz, Elena, Klaus, Tyler, and Alaric.
I think you move Liz down to cool. Because she's great, but she's a supporting character. Like, she's
That's
got like
fair.
a main...
That's
Yeah.
fair, I'd have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I love her, but yeah.
Yeah.
And even potentially, dare I say, Elena down to cool.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Elena, to be honest.
That's fine.
I know a lot of the storylines revolve around her, but...
That
you know,
evens it out for me to be comfortable with it.
we could do without her.
That's your comfortability.
I don't like it having loads up here and then none. It
Hang on a
doesn't
minute.
look right
Hang
on
on
the
a minute.
page.
I thought these were the rules.
Sorry, just you.
Not
being
just because of
rude.
your OCD.
Fucking hell.
We've
Jeremy.
been lied to, Kat. Fucking move some of them off back up.
I think it makes you have to think more than just love them, hate them. You have to, yeah. So yeah.
Also, I think there are rules to this.
There's our tier list. I would like to ask you though, our top tier.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite?
Elijah.
Over
I'm sorry,
Jeremy?
do you want to finish the... Yeah!
Who else? is
Put
in
your
there?
hands
So-
together.
Damon, Rebecca, Bonnie, Jeremy, Stefan, Elijah.
Damon would be my favourite out of those.
I'm going for Elijah.
Out of those, it's Damon, but my favourites in the show are Damon and Klaus.
Of course they are.
And my favourite girls are Rebecca and Catherine.
Of course they are.
Have a type.
I do like Rebecca.
It's called Psychotic.
It's, yeah, called crazy. So if there are no rules in terms of numbers and categories, can we just please revisit Esther? Because at the moment she's in meh, and I don't think she's meh. I actually think she's... Because again, I'm just saying, as like, obviously I don't know if these are how we feel about them, but how good they were for the stories.
I think she should be in the bin.
In terms of invoking how much you hate her, yeah, that's great. I would absolutely put her in the bin.
Meh, because she would put her in the bin. I would put her in the bin, and Erin would put her under the bin.
Erin would
Under a rock.
Erin would bury her under the porch.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Is it just how much we like or dislike them? But is it like their impact in the story?
Bit of both, really.
Yeah. Because where's the dad? Oh, he's in the bin. That's
Yeah.
Put
fine.
him in the bin.
I was just going to say, I think she should be above the dad.
Yeah.
I thought her storyline was more intriguing for me personally, with all the witches and everything that was going on the other side. So, okay, that's fine, as long as she's above him.
And you shouldn't take her away from Finn.
He can fucking rest in peace with his mummy dearest.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go.
I wonder if this is going to evoke some arguments in the comments. Please no, please be nice. But yeah, really intrigued to see what people say for their tier list is for season 3 and 4.
Yeah, so please let us know in the comments about your thoughts. And if you've made your own tier list with these characters, if you go over to our Discord, you can actually post it on there. So we can see it. So that was our Vampire Diaries season 3 and 4 tier list. Next time we'll be doing a Vampire Diaries one and an Originals one.
Yeah. What was the result of the poll? Can you say yet? Or?
Yes, we'll be alternating them.
Oh, cool.
So,
see, it's funny because I don't feel like I'm going to be losing any extra time with Vampire Diaries because I'm going to still be gaining.
you're still in that
You're
world.
still getting something,
Yeah,
in that world. So that's cool. And then we don't have to wait to find out like what's happening with Hayley in this pregnancy and whatnot. So that's cool. But yeah, also just to say, obviously this tier list is done without Erin. Sorry, Erin. But
Erin will be in the comments giving us her thoughts.
Yeah.
Which will be Esther should be in the bin.
I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Erin has to catch up because she's been
does.
busy with the little one. So
Okay.
she can binge when she gets some time, and she can give us her thoughts
Yeah.
on the tier list that we made without her.
Okay, yeah. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.